Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thank you for joining us. There is an old saying, or perhaps it's just a saying that older people use, but the saying goes, they just don't make them like they used to. The expression is, of course, a lament about the difference between items produced recently compared with items produced some time ago. It's generally a lament about an item's quality or its durability or its reliability. Ultimately, the lament is focused on the lesser utility that is derived from the item because of either its lack of features or more often from the shortened life cycle of said item. Whether that lament is true or not, we can all relate to the disappointment we feel when our expectations of usefulness are frustrated by some type of failure. Fixing that failure now requires either some repair service or simply just procuring a replacement. At some point, we became a society where replacing a failed item became more prevalent than repairing a failed item. But replacing an item brings with it unknowns, decisions, and possibly cascading costs that potentially turn a simple failure into something much more difficult. We just want the item to go back to what it used to be. If an item can be repaired, then that is likely the least problematic solution. Fortunately, in the industrial automation world, repair is prevalent. Evolution Motion Solution provides a repair service that supports its customers with industry-leading repair work. Here to talk with us about this important element of the business is Mr. Phil Besancon, Service and Repair Manager, and Sam DuRard, Regional Vice President. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us, Tim.
Let's start by telling us a little bit about yourselves. Phil, how long have you been with Evolution? How long have you been doing this?
Wow. I've been with Evolution Motion for about 7 years. We were previously the Rexroth Repair House, certified repair house 2 miles down the road. I started with them in 2009. I have been in some kind of maintenance facility repair for over 40 years now, Tim.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. You don't look it. Sam, how about you? How long have you been with Evolution?
I joined Evolution in 2013, joined as the regional sales leader for the North Texas region, have served regions in South Texas and North Texas, now responsible for about 20 salespeople and 4 regional sales managers in the north half of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, and a little bit of Missouri.
Wow, okay. So you've been in sales the whole time and you've been in repair the whole time, repair and service, the service repair. You sell it, you fix it. Tell us a little bit about your department, Phil. I mean, how many people, how big is it?
As I alluded to earlier, we were the Rexroth repair facility down the road here, about 2 miles, literally right down the street, and that's really why they opened it. They decided to close because they had a larger facility in the Houston area, so that they didn't want to have 2 repair facilities. Correct. Rexroth decided to close one of them. And then the same day, Matt Oldroyd, Womack at the time, now Evolution, offered us all a job to move us over here with the test stand, the tools, the whole 9 yards.
So Evolution just picked up the whole Rexroth business for this part of the state.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That made it easy on you.
It sure did.
One day to the next, you go, they changed facilities, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We actually stayed over there for a couple months to facilitate the move. We moved over here into the warehouse area, and we've been here ever since.
That's fantastic. That's a great deal.
Yes.
Sam, you sell it. How did that affect our business? Did it affect it at all? Did it have any impact?
Absolutely, had an immediate impact. We were very excited about gaining that capability.
Positive impact?
Positive impact, immediate positive impact. Very excited about gaining that capability, gaining Phil and his team into our own facility and our own cell. So our salespeople were able to go out and promote the benefits of the repair from an authorized Rexroth service center, which was what we became when Phil came over. And it was an immediate gain for us, gave us an advantage in selling repair.
Now, did we have a repair capability before we bought the business?
We did not internally. So we sold the service from Rexroth.
Okay.
So I said if we sold it, we shipped it to the Rexroth facility. So just added a little bit more complexity to the sell.
Yeah.
When it became our own, just something better to sell. Salespeople love something to sell, right? And so it became our own product and our own service center.
And instead of offloading it to Rexroth, we now do it ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Did our certifications or were we able to now certify the stuff? What did we have to do differently? Because we didn't do repair.
That's correct, but basically we did. We were just doing, at 98% of everything we did at Rexroth was Womack driven. It came through Womack. That's really why they put the facility so close at the time. Really, there wasn't much of a hiccup at all, considering we were able to we moved everything over here in one weekend. The test bench and had everything hooked up within a weekend. So there was very little downtime as far as repair getting out the door.
How many people do you have in your group?
We have 5 people and a planner, which comes in handy.
Yeah. How many pumps? Do you only repair pumps, or what do you repair?
We repair hydraulic pumps and motors up to about 280 cc's. That's the limit of our testing.
That's a pretty big. That's
It
pretty
is
big.
pretty
That's
good.
Like
It is pretty
the
good.
width of the size of the width of the table.
Some of them can be. Some of the tandems, absolutely.
And about how many of those do we do?
We can. Last year, the year before, we were really ramping it up. We were doing 50, 60 pumps a month.
Wow, so that's 2 or 3 a day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, and meanwhile, you're getting stuff in, and something about the repair business is there's always a breakdown, there's always a rush. So there's always the fires that you have to put out while keeping your base customers satisfied with the stuff that they send in on a regular basis.
Sam, do we need to have do you need to sell both a standard repair service and then an expedited repair service?
Absolutely. Phil can offer repair in a couple of days up to a normal repair time of a few weeks, right? And depending on the need of the customer, like Phil said, breakdowns happen all the time. And sometimes an emergency repair needs to be pulled off for a customer. It's in a bind. So it's a value for us to be able to offer that service.
Repair over weekends?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I believe year before last, we worked 33 Saturdays in a row. So there was plenty of business coming in. And what's nice about it is we have the flexibility to do these kind of things. Evolution has given us everything that we've needed to move forward and get better.
So your work or your group, when something comes in, then they begin the process of repair. It's not that we have something on the shelf that we ship out.
No, that's correct. So we have the customer creates an RGA, they send it in, we bring it in, inspect it, quote the sales folks. The sales folks are the ones that direct line to the customers. They quote the customer, we get the PO, we build it, we test it, paint it, ship it.
It's not a fixed, flat repair charge?
That is correct. It can change. We do have a customer that there is a flat rate, and that's kind of the core program that we're going to speak about. So.
Okay, all right. If we wanted to take a look at it, could we go out and actually look at the repair facility, the repair area, and see what's going on? Is that something that's doable?
Absolutely. Look out for a little bit of oil, but I think it'll be fine, Tim.
All right. One question, Sam, do you have customers come in and look at the repair? Or do they want to see we're going to go see it.
Sure.
Do the customers want to see it?
That's a great value for us to bring customers in because they see how clean our facility is, the quality of our process, how we track the pumps through our system, how we can make sure they get their pump back with the right specifications, the right parameters, factory specs. If they've been customized, we can do that as well. So yeah, a customer can see how we can do that in-house.
Who is the biggest competitor for repair? Is it a brand new? Is a brand new pump the biggest competitor of a repaired pump, or are there other people that are doing this as well?
I mean, we both can answer that, but yes, there are many, many competitors that do repairs.
Sure.
In every region of the country.
For us, though, it's still a win-win. If I can't repair it for some reason because parts are too long or it's too expensive, we can sell them a new one. So it's a win-win for us, for the company as a whole, for sure.
Okay. Well, listen, I got an invite to go out there. Let's go out and look at the repair facility. Okay?
Absolutely, Tim.
All right. Okay, Phil, we're in the shop. Tell me, we got a bunch of stuff here that looks like it's in need of repair. Is this the first stop?
Correct. This is the first stop. We get it. They'll deliver it by truck. People will drop it off by their pickup trucks. It could be coming from any different place.
So this is what it looks like when it comes in.
This is what it looks like when it comes in here. This is the very start. This is the dirtiest and the nastiest it's going to be before we go through the process.
So when it leaves from here, what do you do with it?
When it leaves from here, we bring it over to the inspection table. We open it up. We look for where and what the parts are needed. Bearings and seals are always included.
So you take it from here and you're going to repair it.
That's what we're doing.
Open it up.
That's it.
All right, let's go have a look at that.
Absolutely.
All right, Phil. We left the pile of pumps that look like junk. We're now here at a disassembly. You got some help here. Who do we have?
This is Dwayne Gray. He has been with me for 12, 13 years. He's a factory-trained Rexroth technician that came with us when Rexroth shut down and we moved here.
All right, Dwayne. So Phil brings you those pumps that look like they're ready for the junk heap. He brings them over here and you take them apart like this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Phil, what are we looking at? Tell me about what we see.
We have a typical smaller axial piston pump. This particular pump came as tandem with a vane pump stabbed in the back. And we're at the tear down stage where we completely tear everything down, the controls and all, and we'll start looking at components to see what needs to be ordered.
So this is the vane pump stuff there?
That's correct.
Are those the pistons?
Yes, these are the piston pump along with the retaining plate. We will check the thicknesses of each one of these pistons. We'll look for wear on the pistons themselves. The retaining plate, we'll look to see if it's bowed or flat or not.
So you'll do measuring here?
That's
You'll
correct.
measure the tolerances? Are you going to use a micrometer? Or?
We can use micrometers, calipers, it all depends.
Okay.
It depends on how fine it is. A lot of times when we get them in here, these aren't even here anymore, so there's no need to measure.
So you have to replace those. Do you have to clean this stuff up?
That's correct. We'll lap and polish anything that we can reuse.
Okay.
And make sure it falls within specifications. And if it's not reusable, we order brand new OEM parts.
All right. So, Dwayne, you put it all together then? Is that what happens here?
After we get the PO, Dwayne puts it together. And he's the technician that knows how these things go together,
But
all the different brands.
The PO may not come right away.
No. In most cases, they're going to come in like this. We're going to tear it down. We're going to write up an inspection report and send a quote to the customer and then wait a PO. Normally, it'll go up on the shelf.
So the shelves and the bins or baskets we see there, those are repairs waiting for processing.
That's correct.
Whether they're waiting for the order or they're in the...
We're waiting on a PO, we're waiting on parts, whatever it may be.
Okay. So then you put it back together.
That's correct.
Then what happens?
Once it's put back together, it goes to test. That's the final step.
And so we're going to go see the test set up right now.
Absolutely.
All right. Dwayne, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Phil, so where are we at? What is this machine? What are we looking at?
Tim, this is our test stand, and this is the final process before we ship the pump out after it's been inspected and rebuilt for the customer.
Okay.
We bring it here, and we're testing for full flow function, full pressure function. This case, it has 3 separate controls. We'll set those controls to what the customer wants or back to factory specifications, depending on what the customer needs. We test it, we document it, and we keep it in a file for the existence of the pump.
So this is the pump right here.
Yes, sir.
And you said it's got controls. Are these the controls there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to adjust, we would adjust those.
Correct.
This is a giant machine. Why? That pump is small. I know we test bigger pumps. Why such a big machine?
The reason behind it, and I'm glad they did it, was we can test little pumps like this all the way up to 280 cc pumps.
Okay.
And with the plates and the different hoses and everything, we're able to basically change all the tooling out to fit the different size pumps.
How much power does this power unit or test stand, how much does this consume?
It's a 250 horsepower motor.
Wow.
I can run pumps up to about 6,200 PSI at full flow.
All right. So you gonna show me testing this pump or?
Sure.
All right, let's have a look at it.
All right.
Now, right now I'm spinning up the RPM right there. You can tell. Oh, here we're at 388. We do all our setting at 1,000, set them, and then run them at 1,800 RPM, whatever the tag says it needs to be ran at. Okay.
Now I don't see anything moving. Is it all moving on the other side of this plate?
That's correct. We're attached to a hydraulic motor that's coupled. Okay. We have couplings with all the different inserts for all the different shafts that are out there.
Okay. So there's something that's driving this pump. The
Correct.
shaft is in there.
Yes, sir.
And there's oil flowing through these hoses.
That's correct. We read flow, We read pressure. We can read case drain flow. I can read load sense. And depending on the application or what the controls are, I can see proportionally where we're at or hydraulically where we're at.
And all of these different controls here allows you to connect it up and do it differently.
That's correct. And that's back to your original point. That's why it's so big and it's got so many things. We're able to do the vast array of different controls and different sizes of pumps.
Why is it important why do we need 250 horsepower? Why is it important to have that much power?
Because the larger pumps, to say the 200s, the 250s, the 280s, need the more horsepower to drive so we can check full flow and full pressure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, why do you need to do that?
That way we verify that this pump is ready to go and we can warranty it just like a new one.
So you'll run this pump at its rated maximums. Doesn't everybody do that?
No, sir. No, they don't. And because of, again, we're lucky to have this big machine. A lot of the other people that do these things don't have the ability to spend that kind of money, have this kind of equipment to fully test a pump.
So they can test the pump, but maybe not to the maximum.
They can function check it, and they can basically look for leaks.
Yeah.
But they won't have the ability to do the different types of settings and document like we can.
So we make sure that it runs at its maximum ratings.
It does not leave here without our stamp of approval. We have all the documentation that tells me what's allowable as far as case drain goes from the manufacturers. A lot of people don't have that information. We do. And that way we can ensure when it leaves here and the customer puts it on their machine that it'll work the first time.
And we warrant it then because we warrant it.
We do.
All right. Well, Phil, this has been great. Thank you for showing me this, but it's noisy out here. Can we go back to the office now?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do that.
Thank you, sir.
Phil, that was great. Thank you for showing us that. I liked it. What we saw out there, does that exist at other Evolution facilities, or is this the only one?
I'm glad you asked. That is correct. We have another facility in Salt Lake City, Utah with the similar capabilities and in Noblesville, Indiana. And we have the ability to share the
resources,
the parts that may be needed, and anytime that.
Would you ship something to Noblesville for repair instead of doing it
Absolutely,
here?
absolutely. If we're overrun and we have 15 rushes that are trying to get out the door and they don't, we definitely it's the best way for us to get the customer his product repaired back on the machine.
So we've got 3 repair facilities, each one capable of doing about the same level of stuff, right?
That is correct.
That's great. I would think that customers, do you have customers? Now, you're responsible for just a region, but are customers interested in having nationwide capability on repair? Is that something that you'd talk to them about?
We have talked to them about it. We don't have the capability to ship everywhere in the world.
Okay.
We can ship most places,
Yeah.
Especially in the States. However, Phil's a partner with us on any custom program we might need to come up with to service a customer.
You know, I didn't see out there a place where you kept repaired items in inventory. Do you repair something and put it on the shelf, or is this repair only to order?
We have the ability to do both. We
Okay.
presently are doing it for one customer. They send in cores. We repair them and put them on the shelf. So when they need them, they can drop a sales order and pull them right off the shelf and get it, within a couple of days, depending on how far it has to go.
That's just for one customer, or
We can do it for multiple, and we are
Okay.
trying to do it for more customers. We have an industry-specific Reman program, more on the oil and gas servicing equipment, particularly Midland, Odessa takes advantage of that kind of program. We can stock product in Midland, Odessa that's been repaired back on the shelf so that when customers need that, they can get it same day.
and it's customer specific because you're not going to send that remanufactured part, you're not going to send that to a different customer. He gets it back.
Right. You can do customer specific, they're getting their own products back, or we can just do kind of an industry specific where we are seeding a remanufactured program with either newer or remanufactured cores.
Like the oil and gas.
And they
you
can do an
mentioned.
exchange as well. So it can be an exchange or it can be a customer specific reman for their items.
I see. That's fascinating. Well, One of the things that I like to do on evolution and controls is, as we come to the close of the episode, I like to talk about the future. What does the next 3 to 5 years look like? Normally we talk about technology and what new features or what advantages do you see, but we're talking about a service here. You're performing a service. From a repair capability or from a sales standpoint, what do we see as the next 5 years looking like? What do you want to see happen over the next 5 years?
I would love to see more of the core programs like we were discussing earlier. That takes away everything's on fire all the time, because when people's machines are down and they don't have spares, they need to be up and running so they can keep making money for the business.
Maybe you don't have to work 33 Saturdays in a row.
Sometimes you do, but if you could keep yourself from doing it, that's really the key, right? And obviously by doing that, we'll be able to grow maybe some more test stands, maybe a little larger facility, some more stocking. That's really what I'd like to see in 5 years.
Would we go to more locations doing repair service, or are we good with Salt Lake City and Dallas and Noblesville, Indiana?
I'd like to have one in every state.
I don't think you're selling enough, Sam.
From the sales side, we believe we can grow the program. Customers are realizing they need more of a quality repair, right? Just a repair doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they need a quality repair they can count on to work when it goes back on the machine, rather than dealing with a non-quality repair that could cause the machine to be down almost immediately again. So we believe we can grow this. Typically selling our quality, selling the availability, a core program that we can exchange a product immediately, lower the lead time, give them a good cost.
Could we double the revenue in 5 years? Is that doable?
I think so. With the help of this wonderful sales.
That's right. We're gonna try. That's our job.
No pressure, Sam. No pressure. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Tim.
You bet. To learn more about Evolution Motion Solutions, visit evolutionmotion.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Controls on whatever platform you use for podcasts, or on YouTube for a video version, so you can be updated when we release new episodes. Thank you again for joining us today. I'm Tim Wilson, and remember, keep moving.